Good morning, class. Let us continue with the short story Girls by Mrinal Pandey. In the earlier videos, we have seen that the protagonist with her mother and her two sisters, one elder and one younger, had gone to her maternal uncle's place, her nanny's place, and let us see what happens there. Nani folded her hands and prayed, O goddess, protect my honor. At least this time, let her take a son back from her parents' home. At the end of her prayer, she dried her tears with her pallav. Pallav is the end of the sari. So when they settle there, as we know that the protagonist's mother is pregnant for the fourth time, and they are all expecting a boy child this time. So her grandmother, she says a prayer, and she prays to the goddess, and she says, protect my honor. Now this honor is the word which is very important here, because it indicates that in the Indian culture, in the Hindu culture, to have a boy is a matter of honor. So she says, protect my honor. Grandmother, protagonist's grandmother, for her daughter is praying to have a male child. So to have girls is not a matter of honor, but to have a boy is a matter of honor. So this is the patriarchal situation. At least this time, let her take a son back from her parents' home. So she is praying, the grandmother is praying that at least this time, that is the fourth delivery, her daughter should go back to her house with a male child. At the end of her prayer, she dried her tears, means she was crying. From the corner of my eyes, I could see that my sisters were fast asleep. And now this is night time. Both her sisters are asleep, but the protagonist is awake. All the lights had been switched off, and the room was flooded with moonlight. Tulsa Dai was applying oil to the soles of Ma's feet. So this is another character, Tulsa Dai. So she is the Dai is the woman who helps with deliveries, who helps the pregnant women. So she's a kind of nurse at the time of delivery. So Tulsa Dai was applying oil to the soles of Ma's feet and saying, if it's a boy this time, I will demand a sari with stainless steel zari. So she is saying that if you get a boy, if you get a son this time, you should give me an expensive sari. If I have, and look at the mother's expression, and she says, if I have a boy this time, I will be relieved of this burden forever. And the mother is eager to have a boy so that she could not have to suffer these unwanted pregnancies. So here one can understand the pathetic situation of a woman who wants to get rid of all these repeated pregnancies and deliveries, and that's why she wanted a male child, because she is forced to deliver a boy by the patriarchal situation around. She tells Tulsa Dai and then adds, you can go home now. So she tells the maid Tulsa Dai to go home. Your children must be waiting for you. Now this sentence tells us something more about the character of the mother in this story. She is a caring woman. Be sure you put the oil vessel under the bed, otherwise one of these kids will kick it over in the morning. A bad woman. Bad woman, ill omen, apshakun. So she says, but keep the oil container at a safe place, otherwise the kids will kick that out. And the as now here it is, there are various superstitions like spilling the oil is a kind of ill omen. Whenever Ma left a sentence unfinished, it seemed to loom in the air, like the ticking of the clock. Now, look at the observation made by the protagonist. Now, this story, as I am telling you repeatedly, this story is narrated from the point of view of a child of 8 years age, and she wonders why the elderly people, they always leave their sentences unfinished when they are talking about something mysterious, something unpleasant. So she says, I wonder why grown ups, the elderly people, always complete their sentences when they are talking about pleasant things. So she says, the grown up people, the elderly people, they finish their sentences when they are talking about some pleasant things, but always leave them unfinished if it is something unpleasant. But those sentences are left unfinished when the elderly people, they are talking about something unpleasant, like a woman's fate, or three girls. So these are the unpleasant thing. This is the fate of a woman, this is the destiny of a woman has to suffer. Oh my god, there are three daughters and no son, etc. There is always a silence after these half statements. So the protagonist is always worried, is always curious to know why the elderly people, they leave their sentences unfinished as far as the unpleasant things they are talking about. There is a bright star in the sky. Is that the Dhruv star? Babu used to say that if I worked hard, I could become anything. So now this is a reference to the mythological story of the Dhruv star. A king had two wives. One was his favorite and one was not, and the one who was not favorite had a son and whose name was Dhruv, and he also suffers from this discrimination, and there is this story. So one day she remembers she was talking to her father. There is a bright star in the sky. Is that the Dhruv star? Babu used to say there is a polar star in the sky, and that is named after this mythological figure of Dhruv. And her father used to say that if I worked hard, I could become anything I wanted, just as Dhruv became a star. And her father used to tell her the story of the Dhruv star, and he used to um, encourage her that she can become anything, like Dhruv wanted to become a star, if she works hard. But I can't become a boy, can I? I once asked obstinately. This girl was very adamant, and she says, but can I become a boy? I was surprised at Babu's reaction when he put on a serious look and said strictly, don't argue with your elders now. Now, this is how the girls are silenced. This is how elderly people, particularly men, they don't explain what they say. I find it difficult to understand them. My elder sister says one should never trust grown ups, and her elder sister used to tell her that don't believe in the grown up people, because if they want to know something, they will prize it out, काढून घेणे, to extract if you, of you by hook or crook, but they themselves will never tell you a thing. So this is a secret told to her by her elderly sister, and she had told her that the elderly people, they are so shrewd and so wicked that they can get anything out of the children, but they never tell what is exactly in their minds honestly. It's true, nobody ever tells us anything in this place, and she is curious about so many things. Is this place, it's when we go to sleep that the world of the elders awakens? So she says, when the children go to sleep, the elderly people's world, it awakens, it becomes lively, opening like a magic casket, like a magic box. I want to stay awake and listen. I don't know why I fall asleep halfway through. I wonder whose voice it is now. It seems as if someone is crying in suppressed tones. Dabun taklela. Is it Choti Masi, the younger aunt? I don't. So she had heard some statements by her aunts, and that again tell us about the situation, the pathetic, tragic situation of women in this patriarchal setup. I don't get as much respect as a dog does in that house, she tells Ma. So that means one day she had heard that her younger aunt was telling to her mother that she gets insulting treatment by her in-laws, that is people at her husband's home, and she even does not get a respect that a dog gets. I wonder where she is treated worse than a dog. But for the child's understanding, this is something very mysterious, and she could not understand how a dog can be treated better by a woman. But it is the reality of many Indian families, that is, women don't get respect. Then I hear Ma telling her, all of us suffer like that, and and her mother, protagonist's mother, was telling her aunt that we have to endure, tolerate it. A woman has to tolerate the suffering. My eyes shut and I fall asleep. And what was the rest of the discussion? The protagonist was not able to understand since she felt asleep. The next morning, when everyone is having breakfast, I ask Ma what endure means. But the next time, she still has this word endure in her memory, and she asks her mother the meaning of this word endure. I remind her by asking, what does Choti Masi have to endure? I get one light slap. And when she asks this question, another important thing that we know about patriarchy here is that women are, or girls are, not allowed to ask questions. So when the little girl asks the question, what is mean by endure and what Choti Masi, the younger aunt, has to endure, her mother just slaps her. I get one light slap, then another, but before Ma strikes me again, Mommy saves me. But from this mother's slaps, her aunt, Mommy, saves her and says, let it be, she's only a child. And her aunt says, another aunt says, don't beat her because she's only a child after all. She is no child, but the mother says, she is no child, she is a witch, Chetkin. So her mother is very angry and she calls the daughter witch because she asks questions. So asking question is behaving like a witch, behaving in a very bad way. Says Ma as her stomach wobbles in anger, moves side to side. Wobble means, so mother is very angry. She's always listening on the sly to elders talking on the sly. That is Chorun Lapun Aikne. Heaven knows what will become to her, and the mother is worried about this daughter who asks questions, who listens to what the elders are talking, which she is not supposed to do, which all the good girls in this society are not supposed to do. So here in this part of the story we have many incidents that talk about the patriarchy, that talk about the suffering of women, the suppression of women in a traditional Indian society. We will continue tomorrow. Thank you.